Hello, I'm Laurie Lane-Zucker, founder and CEO of Impact Entrepreneur, and we are broadcasting interviews, taped interviews, and live interviews from the SOCAP conference in San Francisco, California. And I'm sitting with Elizabeth Boggs Davidsen. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello, good to be here.
We've the first time I think we've ever met. I've certainly known of you. You've been involved in the impact space for quite a while, and I'm very keen to have this conversation to learn more about what you're doing. Tell me the name of your company.
So I'm working for the UN Development Program, and I'm director of a new initiative called SDG Impact.
SDG, of course, referring to the Sustainable Development Goals, yes?
The UN Sustainable Development Goals, global goals.
Is it an impact investing thrust?
No, what we're really trying to do is to drive drive more scale and integrity for what it means to be investing in alignment with the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
Wonderful. So I assume your work is in close proximity to the work of the impact measurement and management space. Is that?
So we did a lot of soul searching. Why is it that so little investment capital is really flowing to achieve these goals when most enlightened business and finance leaders have come out publicly to say that the global goals are their guideposts for what it means to be sustainable or what it means to be inclusive. So we really started to scratch our heads and talk to a number of different investors across different assets to really understand why is it that so little of this liquidity was really flowing to achieve these goals. And what we learned is that investors are quite interested in these global goals. They like the fact that there are 17, that they have targets, but they genuinely don't know how to allocate capital or what the most efficient or effective way to allocate their resources toward these goals means. And we also learned that there's very little market intelligence. So if there's no Moody's, no Fitch, no MSCI. There's nothing that really helps you understand where there are investment opportunities, particularly in emerging and developing countries that really align with these investment goals. So we set out to address these two key barriers. One on the how, in terms of how do you help investors allocate capital, and that's where the impact measurement and management piece comes in. And then on the market intelligence side, we've developed a new methodology to help translate some of the UN systems data into investment-facing opportunity in emerging markets.
So it sounds like your work is maybe, and I may be wrong here, but less focused on kind of the ESG public equity space and more on kind of early stage and growing companies that are not public.
So what we're really trying to do is investment at scale. So we're thinking about, we're very happy about the early stage, but we're really our target audience is really investors at scale. So we've started with private equity, partly because the private equity, this asset class, is used to the impact conversation, and we thought that would be a comfortable set of standards to start with. Our job is to produce some global standards and to provide a little bit more integrity around what it means to be SDG enabling. So we've developed assurance standards. We've started with private equity, but in 3 weeks we'll be coming forward with assurance standards for bond issuance, and then we'll be moving to develop a set of practice or assurance standards for enterprises as well.
So I'm still trying to get clear on the type of investor. Does that include ESG public equity investment funds and things?
ESG public equities, it includes small-scale impact funds, and it ultimately will include large and small companies as well. We're trying to provide good guidance on what it means to contribute in a systematic way to the SDGs.